Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and we have a couple of moves to talk about today. The Commanders made a couple of signings today, re-signings and outside free agent signings, and I want to talk about the most recent signing they made, the most recent outside free agent signing they made, and that was signing former Patriots cornerback Jonathan Jones. So Jonathan Jones, interesting signing, and one that I did not expect, to be honest. He's a guy that is very versatile, can play on the outside and in the slot. I feel like Jonathan Jones is better suited inside at the slot position, so that's why I kind of find it interesting. 5'9", 185 pounds, he's 31 years old, so he's definitely not young, but he's not a bad signing. He's definitely not a bad cornerback. We signed him to a one-year deal, so, you know, it's not even like a guarantee that he makes the roster. Well, he probably will make the roster, right, because we don't have a lot of cornerback depth, but, you know, the way I see it, I feel like it is more of a depth signing rather than him coming in and starting for us. And the reason why I say that is because Jonathan Jones is better suited in the slot, in my opinion, although he does provide you with versatility. He played over 400 snaps on the outside this past season and 139 snaps in the slot this past season, so he offers you that versatility. Now, I still think he is better in the slot, because he is 5'9", 185, so he is a smaller corner. And I thought we'd be looking for a longer, taller guy that can really suit on the outside, right? And we may still sign a guy like that. We may still acquire a guy like that, maybe via free agency, although there aren't a lot of free agent cornerbacks left. And also, there are some guys in the draft that we may target when it comes time to the draft, right? So, you know, we'll see, but this is definitely an interesting signing. Let's go over some of Jones' stats though. Over the past 3 years, he started 44 total games for the Patriots, so he stayed pretty durable. 17 games played this past season. In 2023, played 14, and in 2022, he played 16. 13 passes defended over the last 2 seasons. That's not too bad. And he has 2 seasons with 3 interceptions or more, which isn't too bad at all. In 2022, he had 4 interceptions, which is really good, and one of them was a pick 6. Now, this past season wasn't his best season. Honestly, you could argue the worst season of his career, which is not ideal. So he gave up 538 yards through the air, 7 receiving touchdowns, 71.7 completion percentage allowed, and a 138.1 passer rating allowed. So that's not amazing. That's definitely not amazing, and statistically, this probably was his worst season. Before 2024, though, he was actually pretty solid. In 2023, only gave up a 57.1 completion percentage, and in 2022, 52.7. Pretty good. In 2023, gave up 2 touchdowns, and in 2022, gave up 5 touchdowns. So, in the 2 years before 2024, he was really good, and honestly, for the majority of his Patriots career, he was really good. It was just this past season where he just wasn't that great, right? And he did play on the outside a whole lot, and I feel like he's better suited in the slot. But the thing is, are we planning on moving Mikey Sanders still to the slot, right? So I'm not sure if he's going to start here. My guess right now is he's just a depth signing, and we still plan on getting a cornerback to start opposite of Marshon Lattimore. So those are my thoughts on the Jonathan Jones signing. Pretty solid with the Patriots, but I feel like he's more of a depth signing, and we still plan on trying to find a true outside cornerback to put on the other side or the opposite side from Marshon Lattimore, right? So those are my thoughts on the Jonathan Jones signing. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Do you like the signing? Do you not like the signing, or are you just mixed on the signing? Next up, I want to talk about the other signing we made before we signed Jonathan Jones. We signed defensive tackle Eddie Goldman. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't even know Eddie Goldman was still in the league, right? So, interesting signing. 1-year deal for the 31-year-old, 7-year vet. And he's pretty much a pure nose tackle. He pretty much was that for the Bears, and he was a very solid nose tackle for the Bears. Now, he has missed some years because he decided to opt out or retire, right? So in 2020, that was the COVID season, so he decided to not play the COVID season. And then in 2022, he retired. And then in 2023, he didn't play at all, right? So he was retired for 2 years. And then he decided to come back in the NFL in 2024, this past season with the Falcons, and he started 10 games with the Falcons and played in a total of 17. So Goldman, he has opted not to play in the NFL for a couple times, right? So maybe something to watch with him. We brought Goldman in, though, to be a run-stopping D tackle, and we already brought in Javon Kinlaw. Kinlaw 6'5", 320. Goldman is 6'4", 325. Pure nose tackle. So the moves we made at D tackle this offseason so far have been moves to try and stop the run. And it makes sense, right? Signing two big guys in Goldman and Kinlaw to try to stop the run. I think, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Our D tackles were kind of undersized, right? Like Johnny Newton, he's only like 6'1", 6'2". John Allen, he was like barely 6'3", and I don't think he weighed over 300. I could be wrong, though. And Deron Payne, he isn't like crazy undersized, but he ain't the biggest D tackle either, right? So bringing in Goldman and Kinlaw definitely suggests that, hey, man, they want to stop the run next year, and we need to stop the run next year, right? That's what killed us all season long. So getting a nose tackle, a pure nose tackle like Eddie Goldman in the room as a rotational D tackle, and signing Javon Kinlaw, 2 attempts to try and stop the run game. So I definitely do not mind this signing at all, and it's only a 1-year deal, and it's not a guarantee that he makes the roster, so we'll see, but he probably will make the roster, so definitely don't mind the signing at all. And then earlier today, it was announced that Marcus Mariota will be returning to Washington on a 1-year deal worth up to $8 million. So I'm glad that Marcus is back, man. I'm not going to lie, I thought he would go elsewhere, and a lot of teams were interested in him, and that was to be expected, right? He was a really good backup this past season. He's a good backup overall, and I feel like if he went elsewhere, I thought he would go to a team like the Raiders, but they acquired Geno Smith, right? So I feel like if he went to a team that had a QB opening, he maybe could have competed for that starting QB spot, right? But he decides to come back here, maybe on a cheaper deal compared to where he would have gone elsewhere. But I'm glad Mariota's back. He's a really good mentor to Jaden Daniels. He was this past season, and I expect him to be that again this upcoming season. I remember the Falcons game where Jaden was gassed on the OT drive, and Marcus just lifted him back up to, get his breath and go out there for the final play, which would ultimately send us to the playoffs, right? So, and also Marcus had to come in versus the Panthers when Jaden went down with the rib injury, and versus the Cowboys, and he balled out both times, right? So Marcus, very reliable backup, and we don't have to change the offense much when he comes in, right? So I am really glad that Marcus is back. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below and subscribe if you're not already subbed up. Comment down below your thoughts on all the moves the Commanders made today. They signed cornerback Jonathan Jones, D tackle Eddie Goldman, and re-signed quarterback Marcus Mariota. So that is it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.